It was an old shoe factory. It got rented out to a few different companies like Carter's and these kind of things, and nothing ever took off. So they were just going to take it down and use the property. And he went in and paid off the lien on it. And story is he paid $90,000 for it, for that whole building.
Okay, Jeanne Morton from the Wright Building in Rockland. Happy to have you in.
Thank you.
I'm glad you actually could, we just met you today and we're kind of talking through a few things. You and Dina worked on putting this show together, which I thought has been a, good success. And,
yes.
Maybe hopefully it'll bring some awareness to the building. And
absolutely. It already has.
It already has?
Absolutely. Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you were starting to tell me a little bit about your story. You have an artist space in the building.
I do.
And you kind of manage things for the property owners.
Yep, I manage their Massachusetts properties. This being actually their favorite.
Yep.
He purchased it in the 80s.
Yep.
And the town was actually, the story is, I don't have the actual facts, but the story is that the town was going to demolish it. It was an old shoe factory. It got rented out to a few different companies like Carter's and these kind of things, and nothing ever took off. So they were just going to take it down and use the property. And he went in and paid off the lien on it. And story is he paid $90,000 for it, for that whole building. And then he remediated it. He had to take out, the asbestos. He had to take out all the lead paint and everything. Mm-hmm. And then he just wanted to keep it as it is. He cut it up into small things, but he wanted to keep it inexpensive mm-hmm. for artists and entrepreneurs, so they could afford to get a place. And he has since passed, unfortunately, but his wife kind of keeps up that, mm-hmm. It's about $7 a square foot, which is great
mm-hmm.
and reasonable for her to cover her expenses.
And were they really big into the arts and wanted to see artists thriving?
A lot of his family members are artists. His sister's an artist. Mm-hmm. Don wasn't mm-hmm. an artist himself, but he came from a family of artists. And they owned what is now Factory Paint.
Okay.
They sold to Factory Paint. So they were in the paint business and the artist business and kind of thing, his dad.
So there was a connection.
Yeah, so he knew a lot of people who were artists. And a lot of the people that you see now here locally were his friends and grew up with him in Duxbury. Mm-hmm. So it was important to him.
That's great. And how many artists are in the building?
We're at 84 right now.
And you said there's a few spaces over there?
We're at 95% capacity. And we have a waiting list of 12 people.
Nice.
So, which is good.
The studio spaces are different sizes, I assume?
They're all different sizes. It was all one floor because all the machinery was on each mm-hmm. floor. So he just kind of made all these, around posts and around different things, made all little tiny studios so that they were affordable. So they go from the smaller ones are like $175 mm-hmm. to like $225. And that's heat, lights, and high-speed Wi-Fi.
Seems pretty
very
reasonable if you're looking for a space to create.
Yes.
The show's been successful here. I think it looks great.
It does look great.
I'm looking at the list and it seems like I don't think we got everybody, but
no.
I think you feel like it's a pretty good representation.
I definitely do, because there's so many different types of arts happening, and I think that we got our wood carvers to join, we got our guitar maker and mm-hmm. our painters, and because there's a little bit of everything in the building.
Yep.
Our whole 5th floor is a recording studio, and
nice.
They do podcasts. A woman from Boston Casting who is starting her own company is up there, so they do acting lessons, piano lessons, so
it's more than just visual arts.
Right.
It's all sorts of arts.
Yeah, so the whole 5th floor is that. There's 5 stories of artists.
Yep. Yeah, I was excited when I saw, I didn't, obviously Dina's the one that puts the shows all together, so aside from having a little input and, telling her I think something looks good in one spot or another, she kind of runs with it, so I didn't know what was coming, and see the guitar. I think that's cool.
I think that's very cool.
Seeing some different types of work and like some jewelry, some like the gloves over there in the corner.
Yeah.
Stocking.
It's like a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
that's why the open studios are good, because you can do your holiday shopping. Because there is a little bit of everything.
Yeah. How often do you guys have the open studios?
Twice a year.
So
the next one is the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And then we have one in April.
And what's that like? It's just
everybody just opens up. They have a little bit of nosh in their space, and everybody's welcome to come in and poke around and chit chat, and it's just nice. And it's always, people are shocked what's in the building, because from the outside it's not a great presentation. But when you get inside, they're like, this is, I gave a tour yesterday to a couple who want to come in, and they were like, how does no one have any idea that all this stuff is in here? Because people, I went to the recording studio, and, they met some of the guys up there, and they were like, it's shocking to people.
Yeah, so if some guy that owns a frame store wanted to pop in with a camera crew, he could reach out to you.
Absolutely, we would love that. We would love that. Yeah,
we'll have to do that at some point too. That'll be fun.
That'd be awesome.
Kind of give people a little glimpse of what's inside over there.
Yeah, because people think, it is a public building, so you can come by in an afternoon and walk through. We lock it down at night, of course, but people come in and we have a store right in the front, so I see them coming in, and you're looking for anyone. They're like, we just wanted to look around. I'm like, then look around.
Yep.
And if people are
if
there,
the doors are open,
and they're going to chat and show them their space, and
Well, that's sometimes artists are probably there working, but you want to you're producing, you kind of want to sell.
You want to show people
stuff,
what
right?
you're doing. Yeah.
So you have to keep it open also, right? So if somebody's got an appointment or have somebody coming by their studio, it's
If they people are doing commission work and people are coming in and out, so. And the kind of the golden rule is, if your door's open, you want to chit chat. If your door's shut, no one's going to knock on your door. That's always been the way. Don't knock on the door.
Do not disturb.
Exactly.
And you said you have a store set up in the entry, or?
Yeah. So I have my studio's on the second floor, which I love. Mm-hmm. And I opened a used bookstore with a woman who knits. So there's a knitting store and a used bookstore together on the first floor. We share the space.
Nice. And how long have you been running that?
We opened that in November, just before Open Studios last year.
And you said there was something about a mobile books.
Yeah, the used bookstore is funding my efforts to be out in the community and give out free books.
Nice.
So we go to nursing homes, assisted living places. Mm-hmm. We go out to the parks with the kids.
Yep.
And just give out books. Everybody donates them to me. I was in academia before I did this, so when I put out the word, I'm like, I'm going to open a used bookstore and do this. I filled a loading dock with books because all my friends were like, sure.
Yeah. Well, I think that people don't want to throw out books.
No, they don't.
Right?
They're like, you can have them.
Yeah,
but it's worked out
you feel
good.
bad throwing them away, and you don't want, but
I had no idea. I'm blessed with the amount of books I have, but
Yep.
I didn't, I was like, I didn't reach out to a lot of the activity directors in some of these, assisted living places because I didn't know how many I would have.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh, can I come by? And it's nice. You just fill their bookcases and the folks that are there. Mm-hmm. And then they can ask for certain, we're getting to a point where we're going to ask them what authors they like.
Yeah.
Try to fine tune it, but we're a little small crew right now.
So you are in academia, or however you pronounce that.
Yeah.
So you have, obviously a system for cataloging all these books.
But
making it all make sense.
Well, everybody keeps saying that. They're like, oh, you can get a scanner and you can put them in, but it's like, I have right now 126 boxes of books on my back loading dock. I'm like, I don't have the time to So right now, my effort is to get them out to people who really want them. Mm-hmm. And then we stock the bookstore. So any money that's made in the bookstore goes to this effort. Mm-hmm. And people are coming in. It's fun, and getting their beach reads and hanging out and talking books.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's fun, and I feel good about what we're doing.
Nice.
For folks,
And the books are, market value, or what?
The books?
Yeah.
Oh, they're like, I went on a used book tour.
Yep.
And a woman gave me this great app that you just scan them and it tells you what they're for. So most paperbacks are like $2 to $5.
Okay.
The hardcovers, and they're in great shape. People take care of their books usually. The hardcovers are no more than, they go like $6 to $9.
Yep.
So they're really reasonable. So people will come in and grab 4 or 5.
Do you find you have people coming in, buying them, and then giving them back to you?
Not yet, but they've asked if they can. So I think there is going to be a circle.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
To support
put them back
the
on
effort.
The show.
Right?
Yeah. So it makes enough money to put gas in the truck and get this women who are volunteering. That so they can go out and they can bring coffees to people or whatever. Just a little bit of.
It
cash.
sounds like a great, great concept. And
we
great
love
way
it.
to give back to the community.
Yeah, we love it. So it's fun.
Nice. And you said that there was an interesting story that got you involved over at the Wright Building, or.
Because people always go, "How did you?" Because I taught, and then I.
Where did you teach?
Suffolk University.
Okay.
And then I came home. I grew up in Rockland. Mm-hmm. I came home. My parents were elderly, and we needed to sell the house and get them into assisted living. So my thought was, I'll come buy the house, be here 2 years, and the house had all kinds of problems. So it ended up it was a financial nightmare, like a movie. So I had fallen behind like a month on my rent on my studio, and I was like, oh, I can't lose that. Like, that's where I go for my solace. And I get in the elevator one night, and she had put a note in the elevator that said, if you can rent these spaces, I'll give you your rent free. So I was like, I'll take that. And I asked the manager, who wasn't, he was really nice. He was probably in his late 70s at the time. And I said, can I put these, on social media? And he's like, oh, yeah, do whatever you have to do. So I rented those 7 and got caught up my rent. And then I had 6 months free.
Yep.
And then when she flew up from Florida, she's like, do you want to just do real estate for me part-time?
Yep.
So then it grew into that. But we both laugh of how it happened, because it was like she didn't know me from hole in the wall. And, so... But
now you have
we have a great relationship. It's like, this is easy. She's down there. She calls every couple of days.
Yep.
How's it going? You need anything? Whatever.
Yep.
And she knows that her property's safe. We have other guys that work for me, so if anything happens, we fix her plumbing, do whatever
Yep.
she needs. So it's worked out nice for both of us. But yeah, and I didn't have to move back in the city.
And then up on the second floor, you have your own artist studio too.
Yeah.
And what kind of work are you producing up there?
Right now, I'm working in textiles.
Okay.
I used to consign clothes for people, like, just as a side hustle, and some of it doesn't sell, some of it does sell, and so the stuff that gets kind of left behind, I make it into a new garment.
Okay, so you're
just kind of
repurposing clothes.
That repurposing is probably a better term. But yeah, it's nice, it's fun.
I think there's like you might know better than me. I feel like there's a emergence of like textile art. Yeah,
there really
days.
is. Yes,
and like people like I know like Olivia Harvey is doing like some really cool stuff with like clothes.
I saw her stuff.
Yeah,
yes,
with her brand, and I feel like I've seen a number of artists like art in shows that's like textile based, like some sort of like mixing of collage or
some people are painting on
stuff.
garments. Some people are but it's fun. It's fun, and then not that I don't even really sell it. I just like to make it.
I mean, I mean, I think that goes with all art, right?
Right.
Sometimes
You're just happy in there.
Necessarily, I mean, obviously, I think a lot of artists want to sell their work, because if you're creating a lot, you got to move it out. But so you can work on the next one. But sometimes it's therapeutic. Sometimes
it's just nice. It's solace. You just can and then all of a sudden it comes into something.
Now, most of the artists that are in the space, that they've been in there for quite a while. I mean, it seems like the sort of thing you land into, and you don't want to.
People don't want to give them up after they have them. Once the Codman Building closed in Rockland, a lot of those artists, myself included, moved over to the Wright Building, either the Sandpaper or the Wright Building.
Yep.
So that has to be. Time is weird, but I think probably 10 or 12 years ago, maybe more. Someone else like Rita would know better, But then a lot of those people just have stayed. Yeah. They created a nice little space for themselves, and they've stayed. Yeah, and then a good sense of community over there, I would imagine. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It really is. I tell people, between the two buildings now, I have 126 tenants, and there really isn't anyone that I go, oh no, everybody's just really nice. Yeah, that's great. So it's good. It's good. And this show, I think, was it's fun. There's a lot of great artwork, and you see some very reasonably priced art, and hopefully some of these people get some new people looking. Oh, they definitely will. Yeah, they definitely will. And stopping in. And they'll come to the reception on the 11th, and then we'll see how. November 11th, you said, right? Or, the reception here at the Frame Center on the 11th. That's going to have a large crowd, so that'll be good. Yeah, I forgot about that. I thought we were skipping ahead with the other. Yeah. So this one. Yeah, no, I think that'll be that should be fun. A nice little way to close this show out, and I'm looking forward to hopefully meeting a few of the artists whose work or putting a face to the artwork. And I haven't heard of anybody not coming, so I think they'll all be here, which would be great. Nice. Yeah. Well, and hopefully at some point you guys like to try to do some outreach stuff to, or have like plans to make people aware of the building and. We do. I mean, there's a lot of social media. We have a Facebook page. Yeah. That's growing. The problem is no one has how much time it takes to devote to being on social media. So, I mean, I do my best trying to put out, like, if someone's, like one of our artists just got a teaching position at Fuller Craft. So, like, anytime I hear anything like that, we share out that. but I really could use a squad that does it. So, but
interns, right?
exactly, that's what I have to look into. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. So hopefully that's where we'll grow over the winter and you know into the spring and a lot of our artists have offered to help too. So we just have to kind of get a group together.
Yeah, so we have a program with the VOTAC that we've found some people over the years. That might be a good one to explore.
Yeah.
If you're looking for, you know.
Definitely, yes.
I think some of the high schools, that might because they're also social media savvy, right?
Right,
when
yeah.
they're younger.
Yeah.
That might be like a good idea. You
Yeah.
know, just to try to raise awareness, right?
Right, yeah. Well, we work with the local radio station at the high school too.
Yep.
And she, you know, we do publicity for them and she does publicity for us too, which is nice. So yeah, we have,
Some
you know, a
connections.
few things, you know, but we really need to do a lot more because there's just so much talent in there,
Yeah.
you know. But it's only so much time in a day.
Yeah, no, there's I know Susan Ahern. I got one of her pieces
Yeah.
at home. You know, we saw one of her pieces sold too. That was here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And Carla Hunter's new to the building too.
Yes, which is
she's
exciting.
doing some great stuff.
Yeah, she's doing really different things too,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, both of them are wonderful.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some of the other. Is there some favorites you have over in the building? Or, I'm sure they're all like your favorites.
They're all
but
my favorites.
Is there anybody?
But the one that I get fascinated by the carvings.
Mhm.
You know, it's just so much work, and to watch her, like Leslie Milady is her name.
Yep.
To watch her take this piece of wood.
Yep.
You know, that she's cured and done everything she has to do it, and then you go up and visit her, and she's got a mermaid carved in it, or you know, but it's all like that. You step in one morning and I'm like, oh, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then a week later, I'm like, you
Yeah.
know, there's just so much talent.
The guitars are kind of cool too.
Tim's guitars are great.
Does he?
Yeah.
He just builds guitars. That's like his.
That's like his thing. But he works with the guitar store that's in Braintree. Is that you know? So he is kind of reaching out to different places. But yeah, he just enjoys making them. You know, it's his hobby, not his job. So, but. Yeah, the wood carving stuff kind of has my fascination now because some of them have the CNC machines and they'll carve things in, and it just. But everybody's so talented. I can't brag enough about everybody.
Yeah, no, it must be fun. I would imagine it's interesting to walk through. I'm going to definitely make a point to get up there. With
you have to come
with
up.
For the open studios, and then I'll try to set something up with you, and maybe we can pop in on a few people I know.
Yeah, that would be great.
I think that would be a fun little video tour in a sense.
Yeah,
kind of put some eyeballs on it.
Yeah, definitely.
So the 11th, do we think we'll have a good turnout here?
Yeah, I think everybody's coming. So, it's a great opportunity for us. So people are so pleased that you're doing it for us.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that there's other spaces too. I mean, I think that there's a lot of different organizations around here, and finding ways for them to interact. Because a number I'm sure that a lot of people that are in the building are a part of a lot of these art associations.
Right. Everybody, North River and the South Shore Art Center. Yeah, everybody's kind of linked to, different
So kind of
ones.
like, finding ways to, because there's other groups that are, putting shows out in different places. So trying to find some opportunities, I think, is, great.
Yeah.
So this has been a fun show. I'm learning a little bit more.
Oh, good. Okay.
about the space,
Yeah, that's the best part about it. Is everybody, a lot of people don't know about it, what I mean, and showing everybody and the excitement that you see, And then the building has stories. We have a ghost.
Yeah, there's a ghost?
So
a friendly ghost? Or
he's a friendly ghost, but I tell the story every time when I give tours because there's definitely a ghost. So I'm like, we have a ghost.
Let's hear the story.
At first, when I first started, I knew as another artist that everybody's like, oh, the ghost, and I was like, okay, whatever, know. But then there are a lot of people that can see spirit and have that gift in my building. So I started asking them, and they didn't know each other. So I'm like, have you seen him?
Yeah.
and they all describe the same figure.
Yeah. What if we have Rita on this case?
Rita, I've never asked Rita, but I'm sure she's seen it. Yeah. I should ask Rita now.
I think you have an expert in the building, so
exactly.
I think you should use her.
I'm going to have to ask her after this. I don't think I ever asked her, but they all describe the same figure that they saw, and then I was like, oh. And, even the people that are like naysayers, you do feel, he lives in the basement, you do feel some kind of energy down there.
Yeah.
When I was first new, if something happened in the basement, I didn't really want to go down there.
Yeah.
And I did feel him around me. And I was like, this is because it's not that I don't believe, but I hadn't really had a lot
experience.
So like yesterday when I gave the tour, they were like, we love it. We want, and I go, well, we have a ghost. And they were a couple, and she goes, oh, I don't want to be here at night if there's a ghost. I go, there's definitely a ghost. And then another gentleman who's very, rock solid, you wouldn't think it. And when he told me, he's like, I was here late last night because he's working on a CNC machine. I saw your ghost. I'm like, you did? So this is like a legend, but it is funny. But, yeah, we call him Harry.
Harry?
Yeah. But the ghost TV shows have wanted to come.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And do
there's another way to get some great.
Well, that's what I said. But then the order was like, are people going to be afraid to rent if we're on the ghost TV show? And I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah, as long as they put a positive, friendly spin on him, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't do anything bad. So.
Now, are there other? So you have the retail space, and I know Zarla has the spare studio there as well.
And then we have a jewelry, the jewelry that's here.
Yep.
It's Tressa's studio. She's next to us, so there's two jewelry makers in there. The woman next to them has a really neat concept. She's a figure skating coach, and I guess all those costumes that they wear are like $500 and $600 for parents. So she recycles them. People donate them. She rebeads them, and she rents them for $50.
Nice.
So and it's kind of neat. It's like she's got a real talent for it, and that brings a lot of people in too. From most of them at the rink on VFW.
Yep.
So they come down to get their kids' costumes, but it's good for us because then they check out Zarla's store. They check out, so we're getting more people that way too.
Yeah, I think that's one of the nice things about communities, right? That you go in to see one artist, you might discover somebody else.
Yeah.
Or, realize that you can get a book or some knitting supplies as well. So,
exactly.
You get there for one reason, get in the door, and then you're more comfortable going back. Right?
Yeah, and they're all so close. The downstairs is very small, so everybody kind of pops around. But
nice.
Yeah, there's mostly.
And during the day, you said is there like set hours that
we keep the building open 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. So we lock it down at 7 at night, and we reopen it at 6. So anytime in that time, but most of the people are there between like 11 and 5.
Yep.
If you wanted to meet some of the artists.
Yep.
That would be a good time to come and kind of wander around if you wanted to.
And then you said there's an event that you guys do every year before Thanksgiving?
Yes, the weekend before Thanksgiving, we're open Saturday and Sunday for anybody to just tour the building and come in and buy. And
then what's the second event that you guys do?
I forgot to mention we're doing a first Wednesday shopping night. We started it like 2 months ago. So the first Wednesday of every month, we're open from 5 to 8 o'clock.
First Wednesday of every month.
Yeah.
All right.
So people can come in and shop, and that's starting to build. I think it'll be better in the fall when everybody's not at the beach all day, and
takes time to build up those those things too.
Yeah, but there's about 14 of us that are staying open, so it's worth coming by and checking it out.
Just to just getting people in the first time is the key, and making building a little bit of that awareness.
Yep.
And so there's first Wednesdays,
and then we do 2 open studios a year. One in November.
What's the second?
In April.
April.
It's usually the second weekend in April. I don't know the exact dates, but those are always for the last 10 years or so. Those have been that kind of.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of what's in April. Is there any significance, or just because it's spread
I think just because it was too far and it wasn't quite summer yet, and people were, so I think that's probably why they did it. It was long before me. But
spread out. You're going to do 2 events a year.
Yeah. So, and those are always great. I mean, so we get 1,500 people on the property, it's
excellent. Well, we'll definitely have to have you, because I'm a forgetful type of guy.
I'll remind you.
You send me a couple of reminders, and we'll make sure that we, blast some of that stuff out so
that'd
people
be great.
are aware.
Yeah, that'd be great.
and maybe you'll see me or Jackson up there at
Yeah,
one of those events.
That would be great.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming in.
Oh, I thank you.
Encourage everybody to come by on the 11th if they want to meet a couple of the artists and see some of this artwork.
Yep.
If people want to find out about the bookstore, where would they best?
We have a Facebook page for that too. It's South Shore Bookmobile.
Okay.
And that'll do hours and any events that are going on. We hope to have author events and such in the fall.
And then there is social media for the building itself too, or
for the Wright Building.
If people want to learn a little bit more about that, they can.
There's a Facebook page and now an Instagram page that's going up. So, and it's just the Wright Building.
Nice.
And that'll tell us where our artists are showing or what we're doing. We're starting to do like rooms where people can come and take classes. We do yoga in the fall every Monday night. So it's all kinds of things that you can do in the building. So that's all posted on the Wright Building.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah, this is great.
I'm excited to learn more, and
Great.
Hopefully some other people will be as well.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
My pleasure.